Executor. Let's talk about it. Show me a bloody triangle.
Huh?
You know the bloody triangle?
No, I don't know what that
You don't know about it?
No, I don't know what that is.
No, before
Okay,
the
wait,
bloody,
wait,
no,
wait, wait.
before the bloody trial.
Wait. I'm talking to him now, please. I'm done with you. Okay, I'm not a historian, so I'm done with you. You're proving it. So let me get.
No, what educate me because I don't know what the blood.
So the problem is now there's an issue because you don't know about the Atlantic slave trade. You won't be able to do a comparison, and I'm sure you haven't read about the Arabic model as well. You haven't. Have you read any books on this? Have you read specifically on these models?
I know that everyone will have a.
No. How do you know?
Let me answer.
Yeah,
I know that everyone will have a story to tell on how it is.
Brother, I'm talking about qualified historians, published.
Qualified to according to you.
No, wait. Don't have this attitude. Do you have a degree?
No, I don't have a degree. What does that mean?
No. I'm just trying to. I'm not
You
trying
follow
to.
a prophet that was illiterate. What does that mean?
No. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. How far did you go in your education? This is wallahi, but by Allah, I'm not asking you this.
I just did a business. I just did a business course, and I'm an actor by trade. I do mainly an actor.
No problem. That's brilliant. I mean, you have a field, and you're an expert in the field. No problem. But it's not something degrading to not study a certain field.
Of course,
no
I don't
problem.
know everything.
Because I don't know most things.
Yeah. You got master in history, right?
My field is history.
Yeah.
Okay, and I read some of these books on these models. Okay, that's why talking to someone who hasn't read them or read about them, it's very difficult to convince you to have one position or the other because you're not aware of these models.
Why must you convince me? Why?
I don't have to convince you. No,
Yeah,
I don't have to convince you.
So what have you read on so far?
Atlantic slave trade?
No, I'm talking about the Arab Muslim slave trade.
Okay, so you don't want to talk about Atlantic slave trade?
I know. What I'm saying to you is
Arab first.
the transatlantic slave trade.
Why? Because the Christians were not involved. Because the Christians were not involved there.
No.
You know,
Christians and Muslims.
So which?
No, you need the Arab.
Yeah. Wait. We will do Arabs first.
Yeah.
But why are you avoiding Atlantic slave trade?
No, the Arab first. The Arab came before that.
Yeah, the Arabs. No, but the Arabs.
No. Wait. This is your hatred of the Arabs.
I don't hate Arabs. I know what they've done. I don't hate Arabs.
How do you know what they've done?
They were there for more than 13 centuries.
Brother,
this is something you can just Google.
Okay, what did they do? Google what? Google what?
Google. Okay, let's do an objective question to Google. Yeah? Let's do an objective question.
Yeah.
So it don't look like I'm lying, right? I'm not lying. Okay.
No. Before you Google, let's talk about something. We'll Google. No problem. Google all the way.
Yeah.
But can I just Google this?
No, we can. Wait. You said I know.
don't want to seem crazy.
You said I know what they done.
What?
You said I know what they done.
Yes.
What did they do?
They enslaved Africans. They castrated Africans.
No, they
indoctrinated Africans.
No. This is what you don't know. You don't know what you're talking. Islam.
No.
First of all,
I'm not talking Islam.
Okay.
Islam don't teach them.
Islam forbids.
I'm talking about how Islam.
So don't. Okay, when you say Arabs,
okay.
What type of?
Let me make it.
What? You have to define. No, wait. Relax.
Arab Muslims.
Yeah. No. Because Muslims were not only Arabs and Arabs were not only Muslims.
Right, I know this.
Wait.
They're Christian Arabs.
Slave trade was an enterprise, okay, facilitated by Christians.
No.
Yeah, and Arabs.
Muslims.
And Arabs
Wait. Muslims. People who spoke the Arabic language without. No.
This is what I mean by
Let me
making it
finish.
deep.
If you let me finish, you will understand. If you stop me in my tracks, you're not gonna. Okay. People who spoke Arabic and were not Arabs, and people who did speak Arabic and who were Arabs. Okay. People who were Dutch, who were English, French, Portuguese. Okay. Catholics, Protestants. Okay. Germans later on. Okay, all these people were involved.
Yes.
But the most brutal form of slavery ever to exist in human history. No. Wait. Relax. There are two things now. Either you teach me, or I teach you.
I don't mind learning.
Because no. Yeah, I don't mind learning. Okay, no problem. Okay. Then you teach. By Allah, I'm willing to learn. If you don't teach me. Okay. So don't, because when you're gonna make a claim, my brother, I'm gonna stop you there. Because if I make a claim, no. You haven't proved nothing. Wait. If I make a claim, stop me and say, prove it.
You don't have it.
Okay. Don't assume that I am trying to defend atrocities committed by people who
Human
spoke
being.
Arabic or who were ethnically Arabic.
Right, I don't believe
Absolutely
in it
not.
like that. Hell
Never.
no. Yeah.
Never. I represent my religion. And my religion has set boundaries, clear lines.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened in Atlantic slave trade could never possibly take place under the rule of Islam or under.
I'm not saying
under.
that. I'm not saying
okay. Because what? First of all, let's talk about what happened in Atlantic slave trade. Okay,
first.
these
Jumping first. Let's talk about what happened there first. Let's talk about what happened first. The Arabs were there first.
Where?
The Arabs were there in Africa first.
Where?
In conquest.
Where?
Senegal, North Africa, West Africa.
This guy.
They were there.
You're foaming in the mouth as if you're going to collapse. Relax.
Wait, can we get foundation? I am not attacking Christianity. I am not attacking Islam. They don't tell you to do these things. What I'm saying to you.
Look, you're claiming things.
Arab first.
I'm going to ask you to what did the Arabs do?
Alright.
They enslaved the blacks.
They enslaved the black people.
Can you need his help. You need his help. He's upset. He's upset.
I'm not upset.
He's upset. He's not happy that he has already shown I'm not a historian. Still not happy.
Oh, you're a historian.
Still not
I
happy.
believe.
No.
I've been watching you for years. So I know.
He is upset. He's upset.
I'm not upset.
He's angry. He's angry at the University of London that they gave you a master's degree.
They just taught the Arabs and they pushed
No,
them.
brother, relax. Look, he is angry because the University of London gave me a master's degree in history. That's why he's angry. He wants to go.
It's Cambridge.
Cambridge.
It's Cambridge.
Okay,
You claim to be
you
Cambridge.
should
Cambridge.
from tomorrow. Go outside the University of London, okay, and pitch a protest that how can you give the master's
No,
degree?
it's not.
How can you? I'm going to tell you who to give the degree.
Cambridge. It's not University of London. It's Cambridge.
No, go and tell.
You claim to be a
Brother,
Cambridge historian.
Brother,
You
go.
say you're a Cambridge historian.
Brother,
It's
I'm
Cambridge.
a
You said you're a
Cambridge
Cambridge
published historian. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you claim
Yeah.
and you claim the
University of London,
Muslims and you claim the Muslims that are the first.
Brother.
So why'd you claim the Cambridge?
I don't like to do this, but I'm gonna.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
They teach nonsense. The universities you see, they lied. It's
Okay.
like they show you this. That's what the universities they do.
Oh, you got 70K? Okay.
Wait.
No, I don't want to be filmed.
Cambridge.
Okay, that's Cambridge University
Yeah,
Press.
Cambridge University Press, yeah.
That's my research paper, published,
Adnan, Rachid, yeah.
peer reviewed with
Nadine Okara.
Okay, so you confirm? Wait. So I'm a Cambridge published historian. Correct?
Yeah, but you don't say London.
So now go and do something against the Cambridge scholars and go and do protest. Go and protest. Their system.
Yeah, I know. He said it. That's
Yeah. So now.
when you're talking them the truth.
Now he's angry.
I'm not angry.
He said he doesn't have the knowledge.
No, Cambridge is rubbish. Cambridge, they teach nonsense. You should see
Everyone, Cambridge University is rubbish.
Yes, rubbish.
Come to what's your name?
Eh?
Come to what's your name?
Masu.
No.
Call me Masu.
No. What's your name?
Call me
What's your name?
Masu.
Let me even search this up before.
It's rubbish.
I'm gonna call him Desmond Tutu. Okay?
Yes.
Come to the University of Desmond Tutu if you want to get proper history degree.
I'm telling you, Cambridge is rubbish. You see, they took all these professors there. They are liars. If you go
Okay.
there.
No. Wait. Close it. You have obviously you have perceptions. You have conceptions.
We all do.
Okay. We all do.
Yeah.
Right. My perceptions and conceptions are based upon my studies and my research.
No problem.
Okay. That may not necessarily be the case with you. You might have heard things. You might have seen propaganda on TV. You might have watched documentaries made by these Christian missionaries. A bunch of liars.
He's not Christian.
He's a Christian, I think.
No,
he's not Christian.
over my dead body.
African spiritualist. That's what I am.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what he is.
To follow Jesus.
We're not
No
Christian. We
problem.
don't do that.
Again.
No problem.
Again. Hell no.
How do I follow Jesus?
Okay. So
Again
now,
with Yahya.
when you say Arabs did this, Arab did that,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you what, without you going to the Google research, you no because you have conceptions.
Yeah.
You are actually putting them out publicly. I'm gonna question you where and how, and if you don't have answers for me, then you say, look, I don't know. I'm going to go back and do research. Okay. Otherwise, don't make claims. Because if I make a claim, I'm going to tell you,
you are building a criteria of what you want to hear solely.
No.
I'm telling you this.
No.
I'm giving you my level of research. I may not be as educated as you, and I don't believe so. I believe you're way more educated.
I'm not trying to put you down.
Anyway.
No, please don't think that I'm trying to degrade you or to
no, but it's evident that you're more educated than me. But there's something you should know that I know.
I don't like to say it.
Yeah.
But when I meet professors like Desmond Tutu, then I have to put. They have to show. Look, sometimes you have to show. Please,
no problem.
not just pretend.
That's not me. You took to someone else. This is another black guy now.
So there are people like this, you know.
So he's educated though. He's way more educated than me.
And I've met people in the park far more educated than I am. And I've learned from them.
Let's get back to it. Anyway,
yeah.
The Arab conquest, who happened to be Muslim. I'm not saying they represent Islam properly.
Yeah.
They were there for more than 13th century in Africa.
Where?
In Africa.
Africa's big. Africa's big.
That's it. North Africa, West Africa especially.
Wait. When you make a blanket claim, you need to explain to me where did the Arabs go and did what?
Enslaving people.
Where?
In Africa.
Africa is a big continent.
Oh, you're only 15. You're playing this geographical
No. I'm not. You're making a claim. I went into the skies.
Okay.
And I found an island or I found a planet. I'm going to ask you where, what are the dimensions?
Okay, let's play a geographical game. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, before the Arab-Muslim slave trade, Senegal were never Muslim. They were never Muslim. After the Arabs came there and started engaging with them through trade, through enslaving, through colonialism, they embraced it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. When the British be fair now. When the British came to Ghana, or the Portuguese came to Ghana, before them we weren't Christian. We was a can. We weren't there. And after them, it shows you there's been a change. It's like with language.
Okay.
There's a reason why Algerians.
You're going too fast. Wait, relax. Senegal.
It's like with language. Same thing with language. There's a reason why today Angola speak Portuguese, but they won't speak.
Please.
It shows you it's colonial receipts, evidence of invasion.
Now you mentioned Senegal. Very good. Now I like this conversation because you're very specific now.
Yeah.
Which Muslim army went to Senegal?
Why
Who you mean now?
This is
please. No. You made a claim. Wait. Did you all hear his claims? He said Senegal, Arab Muslims, when they colonized, they enslaved, they traded, all of these things you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm asking you, who colonized Senegal?
Arabs.
When?
That's why I showed you. I can bring it up for you.
No, wait. You're making a claim from your mind. You're clearly very intelligent. Now you have to tell me now which Muslim army went to Senegal.
I don't know the party. He may know. I don't know this specific. I don't know why that's important.
Okay. First of all, let me explain to you. You know about the Sokoto Jihad.
No, I don't know about that.
You know about it?
No, I don't know about it.
You don't know about it? Okay. Did you know who these people were? No, you clearly don't know, right?
I don't know. I just said that.
It were the Africans who were Muslims based in northern Nigeria, okay, parts of Niger, okay, who went throughout this region conquering, okay, what we call the Sokoto Empire. Go and check it out. The Arabs. Sokoto, yes.
Empire.
Yeah, the Sokoto Empire.
Have you been to Sokoto?
Yeah.
Have you been to Sokoto? They are Fulani. They were Fulani.
Yeah, you're making a point. Thank you. Yeah, you're making a point. So they were Africans. They were Africans who had embraced Islam, and they went and conquering all this territory in the 18th century, late 18th century, early 19th century. Go and check out Sheikh Uthman Dan Fodio.
No, how did they get that? Before their conquest, how did they get that?
They embraced it. They embraced this religion.
I'll have to search that.
Search that up.
I want to find out how they got that.
Yeah. Let me explain, brother.
Okay,
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I have a lecture. Maybe you can go and take some benefit from it. I have a lecture online titled Uthman Dan Fodio. Sheikh Uthman Dan Fodio. There is a lecture on my YouTube channel. Check it out, where I explain how the Sokoto Empire came to power and where Islam came to them. No army came to conquer them. They were never forced to accept Islam. Da'wah, what we call proselytization. Missionaries came in, they preached to them, they accepted Islam willingly, they became strong Muslims, and they wanted to go out.
Can I ask you, who are you?
So you're wait. Relax. No, summary. So your claim about Senegal and the Arab armies coming and brutalizing them and enslaving them is false. Yeah, now let's go.
Usman,
what's
I love what
Osman
you done
Danfodio,
there.
that lecture. This is the lecture.
He's lying.
Anyway,
This is the lecture. Osman Danfodio.
Is that a Nigerian man?
No,
is that
that's
a
me.
Nigerian man?
That's me.
Oh, that's you. Oh, I couldn't tell with the. Okay, cool.
That's me in the African thobe.
Yeah, but you know what you say? Are you getting it from the authentic Nigerian people?
You go there,
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Let me summarize my point.
No, go and check his history. Osman, Sheikh Osman Danfodio.
Danfodio want to offer
Arab-
ignoring.
Oh, Sokoto Empire.
Muslims.
Sokoto Empire.
He converted them to
in
Islam.
Africa.
He was a Fulani man. Osman Danfodio. There were two.
All right, just so the camera can see, yeah? Just so I don't look crazy. All right, this is my summarizing point. All right.
What is it?
The Arab-Muslim slave trade, also known as a trans-Saharan trade or Eastern slave trade, is recognized as the longest in history, spanning over 1,300 years. It forcibly removed millions of Africans from their homeland, subjecting them from brutal conditions while labeled in foreign lands.
Click the website.
Now the website matters.
No, click the website.
Now the website matters.
Click the website. What website is this?
This is fairplanet.org.
Okay, what is who's writing?
It's not a good one.
No, because because I'll tell you, a lot of these.
One here.
No, wait. What we'll do is how about going to an academic, a qualified historian from an institution who has written a book on this phenomenon. How about not going to Christian missionary websites?
That's not.
How about, no, because a lot
Christian,
of these.
I'm not Christian though.
I'm not. I'm saying you can't just Google. Because if you Google Muhammad or Islam, you know what you're going to get?
What am I going to get?
You're going to get a lot of Christian missionary websites lying from their backsides, lying through their backsides. Okay, so these people, because their religion has failed, Christians, missionaries, their religion has failed. What they did to stop
all Abrahamic religions, you're all the same. To me, you're all the
no
same.
problem. You want to talk about it? You want to talk about Abraham?
I believe you're all cousins. You're all cousins. You're all Semitic culture.
Then how are they false? Just because they're
No, I'm not saying they're false. I'm not saying. I have a belief system.
Do you believe in God?
I believe in God. Yeah.
You believe in one God?
Yeah, I believe in one God. It's called
One
the
God.
Yankapon.
Okay. Is that God all powerful, all wise?
All powerful. It's how we understand it. It's how we understand it solely.
No problem.
Subjective.
No.
How do you understand?
You know Osman Danfodio. He took some of the North Africans to they were going to Mecca. He saw a lot of them on the road, and some of them even stuck in Sudan now. Sudan, you are going to the Hazard tribe there. He took them from there.
So the bottom line is what we're discussing. Slave trade has been a human phenomenon. There is no denying of the role of all human beings in this process. What you have to understand is when people put them all in one basket deliberately. For example, because Atlantic slave trade was conducted for 400 years, okay, by Christians mainly, by Christians mainly, okay, and Muslims are also part of it, by the way. No.
But do you acknowledge that? That's how these
Of
religions got
course,
there?
brother.
Okay,
So if you let me finish,
cool.
because sometimes there were Muslim rulers who had recently become Muslims in West Africa, places like Senegal. I'll give you one clear example of
And
this.
Morocco.
Okay.
Morocco also.
Okay. There is a man called Job Ben Solomon. Okay, Auba Suleiman Diallo. Okay, go to National Portrait Gallery in London, in Trafalgar Square. You will see his portrait there. It's one of the highlights. Okay, this was an African man with a turban. You will see with the Quran hanging in his neck. He was an African prince. Okay, Diallo. I'm pretty sure he was Fulani. Okay, from Senegal, right? And he came to sell slaves. He was a Muslim now, and he was a scholar, right? His father was a king who had become a Muslim recently. So they had a war with another tribe. They captured slaves, and they came to sell them. The Africans, the problem is most of them had no idea what the white man
was doing to them
on the other side. They thought because in Africa slavery was a household thing. You bring a slave to your house, he's just simply taking care of your cattle, and he's part of the family. Having this, she or he, whoever, right? They had no idea because 99% of the Africans were not coming back. They were not coming back. I'm trying to teach people. You're not willing to learn. You're not here to learn. Okay. Right. So stop.
Remember, he's African too, so this information is very important to him.
So when Africans were selling slaves, other Africans, they had no. They thought this is like our slavery, like what we did. But they had no idea what the Europeans were. So this is why Muslims and non-Muslims and traditional Africans were all involved in this, right? Because it was part of the culture already.
Right.
Slavery was there before Islam and Christianity came to Africa.
Unfortunately,
You say unfortunately.
No, sadly, I don't like slavery. I don't like slavery.
Who likes slavery?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, unfortunately.
So for the Africans, it was part of the culture. It was part of the social fabric. Okay, so because Africans, tribes are always fighting each other. Sometimes they had harmony. Sometimes, like any other nation, So it was already there, right? So when the Europeans came, so when they started offering guns and cloth and commodities,
sugar.
They said, okay, sugar, anything, So they said, okay, take our slaves and give us. So they had no idea how these slaves are being treated. Okay, so like this, Auba Suleiman came to sell slaves, and he himself got captured. He was sent to Maryland. Long story short, you must study him. There's a very good book I would strongly recommend. It is called Servants of Allah. Servants of Allah. Okay, you're just talking about Africa. Even Muslims. 30% of the people who were sent across the Americas were Muslims. Okay, 30. No, and because they themselves suffered. Muslims themselves suffered as a result.
Fine.
So there is this book titled Servants of Allah by Sylviane A. Diouf. Okay, Sylviane A. Diouf is an excellent, West African, So this is an excellent book that documents the history of Suleiman bin Ayub or Auba Diallo and other biographies. And if you want to specifically read on him, then there is a book titled Fortunate Slave. It was published by Oxford University. It's a biography of this very man. So it tells you the story of a Muslim who came to sell slaves. Okay, and he himself got captured. Okay, and he was sent to Maryland. There he was trying to pray, and he couldn't pray, and he was frustrated, so he ran away. Then he ran away. They caught him, and then they realized this guy is not an ordinary slave. There's something different about him because he was highly educated. He was a Muslim scholar. He had memorized the Quran by heart.
So I got no problem with this.
No, I'm trying to explain something.
How Islam and Christianity got to Africa. That's what I'm trying to highlight.
That's a separate discussion.
No, but that's what true today. And you already agree.
It depends where and when. It depends where and when.
I don't believe. I don't believe.
You see,
Abrahamic religion is good for black people.
So there are black people. Half of Africa is Muslim. There are black Muslims who would die for Islam. Okay, and you can't call them traitors. Yeah, they're Christians too. Absolutely. So likewise, Africans are a very welcoming, loving people.
But we've had older systems than your books.
No.
We are older than Adam and Eve. We are older than this stuff.
So what?
Older than this stuff. How can these Abrahamic books cannot dictate my history?
No,
if I've existed before.
No, they don't have to. They don't have to.
Who's the first man and woman? You would say Adam and Hawa, isn't it?
Yes. No.
No, you would say as a Muslim.
No, it can't be Adam.
It can't be. It cannot be.
So who was it? Who was it?
We don't know.
Nobody knows.
We don't know.
So how can you claim it can't be Adam?
So because we don't know, you must assert that you know.
Yes.
Yes.
We have reasons.
Okay. That's arrogance.
No.
Because I don't know and you don't know. No. That's telling you. No, that's a book. No. You have no evidence.
Let me explain.
No evidence.
If you let me explain.
You claim it's God. You have no evidence.
If you let me explain. We believe. We believe.
I get passionate.
We believe the Quran is from God. Okay, wait, relax. Right.
I agree.
You don't have to agree with that. When we believe in that, we believe every single word of the Quran is true.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
And if the Quran is telling us Adam and Eve were the first humans, then that's it. Full stop for us. Okay. Because we believe Quran is from God, and God cannot lie. God is there is only one God who created the universe. He's the one who created us. He's the one who communicated to us through prophets, right? Some of them came to Africa, others came to other places, right? Africa as a continent is not distinct, separate from the rest of humanity. Africa is part of human history. And Africa, by the way, the name Africa to the continent, it came from the Romans and then the Arabs and then so even the continent was named.
Okay, white man.
So look, history is far more complicated than we all think, right? So if we believe the Quran is the word of God,
Okay, now can I challenge that?
Yeah.
Could you since you acknowledge that it's a belief,
Yeah.
Could you be wrong about it?
No.
Nope. You see what I'm saying? So that means
How can God be wrong?
No,
we believe God cannot be
I'm
wrong.
not challenging the concept of God being wrong. I'm not challenging that.
No,
I'm
God
saying-
himself.
No,
God
no,
himself.
I'm not saying that. You say you have a belief.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, when you use the word belief, I already know.
Allah or God.
Okay, okay.
You cannot be wrong because of the evidences.
No, then you're not in the. You don't have a belief. You have a fact. You have a
Talk
knowing.
of the
Okay,
slave trade.
let's talk about it. Is God a
wait.
fact? Is God a fact? Can be wrong.
It's
Can
not,
be.
we don't know it's a fact.
No, I know it's a fact.
No,
I know.
that's arrogance,
Okay,
man.
so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. God,
not a
I'm
fact.
saying is a fact.
No.
Let's
No,
talk
you
about
don't.
it.
No,
we haven't
it's not
done the
a
homework
fact.
Let's talk
yet.
about, brother.
Okay, go on.
Let's
go
talk
on.
about it,
Not a
brother.
Let's
fact.
talk about
Allah
it.
or God. Not
Okay.
Allah or
It's
God.
not a fact. We have a
God,
belief.
God,
Allah or God.
call him God or the Creator.
Use Allah. Don't use God. Use Allah.
Okay.
Use Allah.
He's
Don't use
upset. He's
God.
still upset that I'm
No,
historian.
not accept.
He's upset.
No,
There is
Use
nothing
Allah.
else.
Don't use
He's
Allah.
only angry because I'm a historian.
No.
And they have given me a degree.
Use Allah.
given
Don't
me
use
a degree.
God. Use Allah. Don't use God.
There's only one reason he's angry.
No.
Because they have given
No, honorary. He got master.
next week I'm gonna bring my certificate.
Bring all of it.
Adnan, let's joke as your book. How can I get some of the book?
Which one?
He wants to buy one.
Abraham Fulfilled. Abraham Fulfilled.
yeah.
Buy it online, Sapiens Institute.
How much?
Or just go online. I don't know. I can bring you a
What's
free
the
and
rate?
I'll sign it
What's
for
the
you.
rate?
Huh?
Nothing.
No, I can bring you give you a free
You are
copy.
trying to use mathematics to prove the year Abraham was born using the Talmud. How can you do that? How can you do that? How can you do that?
We're older than
How can you do
Abraham.
that?
We're older than all these people. I'm telling you.
Now.
No, using the Talmud. And you don't believe in the Talmud. Using the Talmud to prove
Okay.
Abraham.
First of all, we all know we exist.
We all know we exist.
We all know we exist, right?
Yeah.
And there are two options. We are either a product of an accident, random
Right.
process,
Or with purpose.
or chance, or without purpose. Without purpose,
without
random.
purpose.
Or we have been made, placed, and given a purpose.
Right.
There is no third option.
Yeah, of course.
So which one is?
What I'm saying to you, is,
Yeah.
we are still asking that question. The reason why we're still asking,
No, we're not asking that question.
No, we are.
Only stupid people asking that question. Only stupid people asking
Even
that
now,
question.
when you call them stupid,
No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you.
Hold on, wait. Let
I
me.
just kept it was the proper word for it.
Fine, you call it that. No problem. What I'm saying to you is,
Hyper
We
skeptics are
haven't-
actually stupid people.
stupid, that's what I was
Yeah,
saying.
because
No,
their
it's not.
mother,
No, it's
they will say, I'm not sure if you exist.
So the philosophers are they
Yeah,
stupid?
it's like saying, I'm
I
not
mean,
sure
the
you
philosophers-
gave me birth.
No, but you know you have a mother,
So
though.
it's Plato.
No.
You know you have a mother, don't you?
Just like that, we know we have a creator.
No, you
No,
can't
no,
use
no,
that.
you
You
can't
can't
do
use
that.
that
Well,
because
okay.
no. The reason why you can't use that.
Does your
because
mother have a mother? Does your mother? Wait.
Earthly analogies won't
Does
work because
your
your
mother-
creator is outside of her existence.
I'm asking you a
So
question.
that don't
I'm
work.
going to ask you a question. Does your mother have a mother?
Yes, she has a mother.
Ad infinitum, going back. Okay.
Okay, don't go outside the universe now. Don't go outside. I'm gonna keep you
Okay.
here.
The first mother.
Yeah. If there was a first mother,
There has to be a first mother.
according to who? According to who? No.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
Wait. Thesis now.
No, wait. I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Let's do it manually. Let's do it manually. Yeah. Let's not do it. Let's do it manually. You have a mother.
Yes, I have a mother.
Oh, wait. Let's do this. Let's do this calculation. You have a mother.
I have a mother. Yeah.
She had a mother.
Yeah.
She had a mother.
Yes.
She had a mother.
Yeah.
She had a mother. And keep going back.
Yes.
So there has to be the first mother.
No.
So unlimited.
Who told you to stop?
No. Wait. Unlimited mothers.
We don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
No,
We do know. We do know. Wait.
It's the father.
There has to be. I'll tell you why. There has to be the first mother.
Okay, who the first?
I'll tell you why. Because if there is no first mother, we wouldn't be here.
Okay, who's the first mother?
Who's the first mother?
Because there has to be. There's no.
Okay, even if it's a first mother, even if it's a first mother. Okay, how did that first mother get here?
Okay, good question. Now.
Yeah.
No. Let's first we need to establish there was a first mother.
Yeah.
No. I
There has
can't
to
do
be.
that though.
There has
I
to
can't
be.
do that though.
Brother,
I actually can't do that.
Okay.
I'll give you an example.
I don't have the
There's
information.
a number of people today. If we work
You have
backwards-
assumed assumptions. That's
No,
fine.
no, that's
No,
not.
it's not. It's a biological. It's a biological process. You have to.
Who's the first one?
Okay.
Yeah, who's the first one?
Okay. Let's forget the name. Her name was Her name was Julie, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay, Julie.
Okay. You said Howard comes wrong.
No,
and now
no,
you're changing
no,
it to
no,
Julie.
no.
It's Howard.
There has to be the first mother.
Who
Do you
who's
agree?
the first? And how did he come
Forget
to the
about her identity,
Yeah,
man.
if you say there has to be, how did that first mother get here?
Because when we keep going back from your mother,
Yeah.
there has to be a mother to give birth, yeah.
Okay.
And it has to start somewhere.
If that's what you're imposing,
it has to
okay,
start
so how did
somewhere.
that first one get here? How did that first
Now
one
my question is that first mother,
Yeah.
okay, either she developed gradually into becoming a mother,
From where?
or she was fully made as a mother.
From where?
From where?
Okay,
though?
well, because in order to become a mother, you have to be able to go through the biological process of producing a child.
Right.
Would you agree?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So that biological process has to start instantaneously, right?
Yeah.
At some point, it
Yeah,
has to
so
start.
from where
Wait,
then?
relax 1 second. Because if it's gradual process, as the Darwinists and evolutionists claim,
Yeah.
that there was there was a cell somewhere,
Yeah.
and it developed into some, and the fish walked out of water, literally, they believe in macro evolution, that a species turned into another species, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's their belief.
look, but
भाई मैं चलना
sorry.
Oh man. I'll see you next Sunday. Yeah.
इंशाल्लाह
See you next
ये मेरा
Sunday.
मुंडे का ख्याल रखना बड़ा प्यारा मुंडा है
Inshallah. He's saying it's a very good point.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. He's a good guy.
So,
Take care, bro.
So there has to be this biological process
Yeah.
for the first mother to produce a child for human race to begin.
Right.
You understand? This is where we say a supernatural event took place, where God. This is our theory.
I'm not
This
saying
is our
that-
theory. This is our theory that God produced human beings to start the process, right? Because a gradual development would not have given us this what we have today.
And I believe that
right?
too.
Okay.
I believe that
okay.
too.
Because
But it doesn't mean it's fact, though. We
Because
ain't got there yet.
Yeah. No. It depends how you define a fact. It depends. Fact. And it depends how you define evidence.
Something is
I was taught
point
in
blank
school
proven.
that my tribe
fact.
came out from
Okay,
the
it depends.
ground around
It depends. Because some things are facts, but you haven't seen them.
You said
What do you
God
mean?
was a fact and you haven't seen God.
Yeah.
I'm not saying God is a fact. I said
him.
belief.
I'm referring to him.
No.
So then you don't need to use the word belief, do you?
No. I use the word belief to define a fact. Okay.
No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
My belief.
Now
Wait. My belief has to be factual. By the way, as
No,
a
it doesn't
Muslim,
have to be factual. It could be wrong. You could be wrong.
Brother, wait. My belief has to be based in fact. Otherwise, my belief is false.
No.
Based on
No.
which
Okay.
fact?
Yeah.
No.
So you don't have to agree with it.
Adnan, who
No
the
problem.
first-
I don't agree.
No
I don't
problem.
agree with
But
that. Who the
let's
first
go
woman?
back to the issue of so if your mother came from a mother and go
Goes
back
on, yeah.
to the first mother,
Yeah.
there has to be that first
No,
mother.
who the first
Okay,
mother?
sorry. Wait. Let me explain this in more simple terms. There is this fossil record of species, right? And we know this. There's a period called the Cambrian explosion. 500 million years ago, species suddenly appear in the fossil record. Okay, they're called trilobites or something like that.
That's what
Yeah,
scientists
yeah.
lie.
Okay,
These
okay. Wait.
They
These are-
lie.
No.
Scientists are liars.
No.
No,
They're-
say what you're gonna say.
Not all
Let-
scientists are liars.
Your
Not
professor-
all scientists
your
are liars.
professor Oxford,
Okay.
don't try
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. This is not a lie, by
Your
the way.
professor, don't
This is
try
well.
it.
No, I'm listening to you. Go on.
No, he's
Say
okay.
it.
These species, they appear suddenly. We don't see a gradual, because we don't see the gradual development
Process
of
of
species.
them, yeah, it just came out.
When the Cambrian explosion happened, they call it explosion. Why? Because there was an explosion of species. They emerged suddenly 500 million years ago, right? Now this explosion was not just random chance. It didn't just happen because there was some random event and something changed in the universe and then no. We say this was done by God. God started putting species one after
It's a
another,
claim
one
that you
after
made.
another. Of course.
It's a claim, yeah.
I mean, we are making
Even the
this.
science is making a claim. You know, it's a far. How accurate can you be for a far? You said 500 million years ago. How accurate can you be for an event like that?
Scientists, some of them are too arrogant to accept that this is all done by God, because they want God to lift the veil and say it's me who did it.
Yes, we all want that.
Yeah. No, we don't want that. We don't want that.
We're all doing that right
no.
now.
We are convinced that without God, without a supernatural power, all of this, your intelligence, for example, your intelligence would not be. There has to be a superior intelligence to create your intelligence. A stone, a random process, a dead process, an uncontrolled process cannot produce your intelligence. that me and you are having a
Yeah, that I
conversation.
know.
Yeah.
And that's about
So
all this. I
so
know
there
this.
has to be a superior intelligence.
You're imposing that it has to be.
that's not
I
true.
believe it.
Sorry?
That's not true, actually.
There doesn't have to be a
Nah,
superior intelligence.
I
Your
don't believe
mind
that.
is binarizing there to be a superior intelligence.
No.
necessary part of it.
Our minds.
Yeah, I agree with
Our
that.
minds enable us to talk to each other and come to terms
But the only
and
thing I
agree.
can say is
So
energy,
our
man.
minds,
What about
our
energy?
minds
Make
have
energy.
an ability to have intelligent, what we call cognition.
But you're imposing human attributes now.
In your definition of superior is implicit differentiation.
Yeah.
But many religions, they
That's
believe,
what I agree with
before-
that. Where?
prior to those religions coming forth,
Believe. Could you be wrong about
intelligence
that?
that you refer to was actually
They're
the
wrong
opposite
about
to
that.
differentiated.
Right.
And therefore, it depends on your definition of superior.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's put the words aside.
What do you believe currently?
If our
No, you can't give me
intelligence is
everything.
created,
Wait, you said you can give me
or our
everything.
ability, our
What is that?
cognition is created,
Outside
it
the book,
has to
please
come
don't give
from
me the book.
a
Outside the book.
cognition
The book
that
is
is able
a
to
claim.
create this
If you make a
cognition.
book
It has to
about a
come
claim.
from a
Okay,
potential
hold on,
that
wait, let me-
contains. It has to come from potentially nothingness, but that still is a container of the potential. for cognition,
Nothingness means nothing.
Yeah,
It
to use your mind.
it means nothing.
For the Buddhists, it's
Right.
a lot.
How to get picture with you right
I am saying we have cognition. We all agree we have
Now we do,
cognition.
because it's differentiated, so you perceive it as such. Yeah.
Okay, let's say it's differentiated and we know we recognize it's cognition.
I'm going to
Okay,
try and make that
I
error
say it's
outside
not
of the
a
book.
product of
You have
random
not
chance.
substantiated any of your claims outside
I'm
the
not
Quran,
willing to accept
or
that. That's
outside
not
the Bible, or
intelligent.
outside the Torah.
That's
Give me
absolute.
something
If
proven.
anyone says otherwise,
It's
they are simply out of the wits. They're simply out of the
Well,
wits.
you just condemned half the population
outside
of the
of the
planet
book.
being out of their wits. I
Yeah,
think it's a little bit
yeah, no
unfair.
problem, no problem. If all of them agree that there is no God, God doesn't disappear.
The book is right
God is
because
still
the book
there.
is saying this right.
Yeah.
You put it in the form of a question to me.
Yeah.
If I'm to identify for a moment as a Buddhist, do I believe in God or not?
Buddhists don't believe in
I
God.
know, but
Yeah.
in the form of a question, I know that already.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Oh, you. Okay.
But
As a Buddhist, if you 12, no, is it 12?
12 o'clock, man.
Oh my God.
not 12.
No, it's 10. It's 10. Actually, it's time for Maghrib. I'm gonna have to go Maghrib.
with you one day. Next week,
Yeah.
you come.
No, you can have a picture with me now. Yeah, come.
Next week.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
one definition of the God to which we're speaking about right now.
Yeah. Sorry.
One definition of the God to which we're speaking about right now is the undifferentiated consciousness, pure consciousness, which
Right.
we were alluding to before.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Right. Okay.
And so to view it from that perspective, which is just another perspective, I'm not claiming that
Yeah.
to be true.
Okay.
Therefore, we no longer need to fight between do you believe God or do you not. The question of I'm a God believer and and he's an atheist is itself moronic.
Yeah.
Because you had wars over a definition. You can just go to any Buddhist and they will tell you, a lot of them will tell you anyway, it's just pure consciousness. It's undifferentiated consciousness. That is their definition for God. It's not they don't believe in God. You see what I mean?
Right. But because they don't profess belief in a God.
Profess belief.
Yeah, they don't.
And yet they do
Yeah.
accept the definition of it.
Again, Buddhists, as they think, as they take things, or as let's say Buddhist philosophy, right, is not necessarily correct. It's not necessarily correct
Not claiming
because
it is,
it has been formalized by Buddhist monks over time in the last 2,000 years. Okay,
Started by a prince, for God's sake.
Absolutely. No, absolutely, and Buddhists have their own way of. It's a way of life as we understand, okay, and they have spiritual exercises they do, okay. So, if God is not at the center of it, okay, who created us?
No.
Okay.
Can I just make a correction?
Yeah.
Because you're assuming that God is not at the center of it.
Yeah.
It absolutely is at the center of it. It
Right.
pervades all of it. It's not just at the center of it.
Right.
They just call it pure consciousness.
Right.
And as it evolves through your senses,
Right.
we self-reflect on it as differentiated.
But why do we have to accept this philosophy?
You don't have to accept it.
Yeah. It's human experience. It's what Buddha allegedly experienced. We don't even know what Buddha taught. Actually, we don't know. We unfortunately, we have dialogues of sages like I'm sure you might have seen the dialogues between Buddhist monks and King Milinga. It's called, who's Menander, one of the Greek kings, Indo-Greek kings in India. in 150 BC, and these dialogues are attributed to some Buddhist monks and between the king, right? And very interesting ideas being discussed. Very, very interesting ideas. But again, this is all human experience, which can mean anything. We can take you anywhere. People can have visions and illusions and all sorts of things. And Hinduism is basically, as I understand it, is a product of similar human experiences put down as scriptures. Okay, but with Islam, this is something very different. This Muhammad, he came out, he said, no, this is not my experience. This is a revelation from God, and you can check it. You have ways to assess those claims, and if those claims are true, then accept. If they're false, then leave them. So it's a very different philosophy, very different system.
It's like the difference between me saying, this is the result of my experience as aggregated and evolved over time, and here's a revelation from God. It still needs to go through the senses.
Yeah, it has to.
So I can say what he said.
Yeah, but you see, when you see people claiming to be prophets and saying the same thing in different places at different times, consistently coming from the same, coming with the same message, this simply can't be an accident. You understand? With Buddhist monks, you see different ideas, different philosophies being put forward, different experiences, with Abrahamic faiths. It's a consistent message. With changes. And it accumulates to become Islam, what we know today, Islam. Oh, anyway.
The word accumulation that you just finished with there inherently involves the different people.
The message didn't evolve.
Over time.
No, the message did not evolve. The message did not evolve. Okay, the experience of human beings over time did evolve. Of course.
Put a lot of attention on making that distinction. I understand.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Nice talking to you. Thank you. Okay, Mike's.
Adnan.
Yeah. Sorry, you have to go and pray, guys.
You are a very nice guy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, very nice.
I am a historian, man.
I have prayer, man. But Cambridge, the white people, they lied. If you go there,
I'm sure that many of them lied.
no, they lied.